viewer, you're welcome to another edition of Power Wheel, a production of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Here are the top stories. TCN solving transmission issues to promote industrialization in Kano, Usman Gur Mohammed. TCN disclosed strengthening interface to boost efficiency in power operation. Plus, new Ekim transmission substation will increase bulk power for industries in Akwa Ibom, says TCN officials. Get more trending reports from this program as you stay with us on this edition of Power Wheel. I am Chiwenwa Anyao. The Managing Director, CEO of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, says the company is putting its energy in solving all transmission issues around Kano State to promote industrialization in the state.
Mr. Mohammed disclosed this when he led his management team on a courtesy visit to the Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, at the State Liaison Office in Abuja. Addressing the governor, he said increasing transmission capacity in Kano would help industries tap into the eligible customer policy of the Minister of Power Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, so they can connect to the grid directly for stable electricity.
Kano is one place where we have an instruction to ensure that we solve all the transmission and the power-related problem that has to do with transmission in Kano. By the president, we had a problem with one of our 60 MVA, 150 MVA in Kano. We restored it, and we have brought another one that we are going to commission next week. Okay. So in terms of transformation, we will have solved the transformer problem in Kano, there in Kumboto. But I also want to tell you that as in a larger picture, we are building a 330 kV line from Kaduna to Kano. That line is going to be what they call quad line. It's financed by the African Development Bank. By the grace of God, in the next 2-3 weeks, the advertisement will come out on that line. It will be the first time we are building this kind of line in Nigeria, quad line. And to supply Kaduna enough supply to be able to supply to Kano, we have almost concluded the Jos Kaduna line, double circuit line. It's 98% completed. And we have advertised the Shiroro Kaduna line. We are also building quad line so that we have enough power to send to Kano.
The TCN head, who spoke more of the projects under the Transmission Rehabilitation and Expansion Program, TREP, for Kano, said,
in Kano, we are also building two additional 330 kV substations. One is built at Rimin Zakara, along the BUK side. The other one will be at Jogana. The Jogana one also was advertised about 1 month ago, while the Rimin Zakara is actually, we have signed the contract. Okay. It's about to be completed. So if we do that one, we will have enough bulk power to Kano. We are also, part of what we are also doing is to build a 330 kV line from Kayenji, Birnin Kebbi, Sokoto, and we are trying to close the loop between Sokoto and Katsina. So if we complete the current 330 kV line that we are doing, and complete the one that we are also advertised recently from Katsina to Daura, Jogana, Daura, Gwiwa, Jogana, Kura. That means we are ringing Kano. Kano will get supplied through Kayenji, that is through Sokoto, and will get supplied through Kano.
Mr. Mohammed noted that the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, chaired by President Muhammadu Buhari in December 2018, approved the Eastern Backbone Transmission Project to boost transmission infrastructure from Calabar through Mambila, where construction of a 3,050 megawatts power plant is being constructed. The transmission line will also connect to Kano, so the state can have 3 sources of bulk power supply. He also said,
we are about to enter into collaboration with NNPC, where we are working on that AKK, so that generation that they want to put in Kano will become a reality. Because if we solve those problems, what will remain is that we are going to continue to have voltage problem in Kano, because it's a high load center where there is no generation. And that collaboration we are doing with NNPC to supply the North Core, but the generation will be in Kano, so that we stabilize the voltage in Kano.
To accelerate the delivery of these projects, Mr. Mohammed presented some needs of TCN to the state government. One of these is about securing rights of way and more expanse land to upgrade transformer capacity at the Dan Angundi substation in Kano.
We have to upgrade the capacity of Dan Angundi. Okay. So currently we have 3 transformers, each one of them have 60 MVA, each of the 60 MVA. Now if you convert them into megawatt, it's about 224 megawatts. That's what is in Dan Angundi. But the line can carry only 70 megawatts. Normally we can say let's reconductor the line. But the kind of capacity we want to put in Dan Angundi, because we are putting another 1 by 100 MVA in Dan Angundi, just to be able to meet up the demand of Kano. Now, if we put that one, we need to reconstruct the line. We need to reconstruct, not only reconductor, but we have to reconstruct the line. And several people have built under the right of way because they have been compensated. We need the help of the Kano state government to remove those people so that we can reconstruct the line.
He also sought the collaboration of the state government to help TCN build a substation in the Bichi area of Kano. Mohammed said such collaboration has been successful in Bauchi, Akwa Ibom, and other states.
Where in that arrangement, TCN will do the electromechanical work, while the state government will do the civil work. Okay. We did the same thing with Akwa Ibom state government, under which we put 132 kV substation in Ikem. The job that normally takes about 6 months, we are able to complete it in 6 months. I mean, it takes 2 years. We are able to complete it in 2 months, in 6 months. Currently, we are doing the same kind of collaboration in Anambra State with the Anambra State government to build up a place they call GMC, this General Cotton Mill substation. That's what we are doing. So we also believe that we can do the same thing for Kano, sir, with their support and collaboration, sir.
Responding, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State said the place of electricity was crucial in the revival of industries in the state.
So you brought a good omen, because electricity is life now.
Yes, sir.
Electricity is the one that we have to get in order to put our industries back. In fact, I came for a meeting today with the CBN about cotton production in order to revive the textile industry. And certainly textile industry, electricity is indispensable for that. So I'm happy to hear this good omen which you brought to Kano State, especially you get source of power from 3 major sources.
The governor, who accepted to collaborate with TCN in the projects, said he would require that the company present a focal person in Kano to continue the discussion and modalities.
You send your person on the ground, focal person, so that we can discuss.
Now we put them in writing, sir.
Yeah.
To you, sir.
Okay. So that I connect them with officials so that they can work it out, including the access road. We are talking about good work.
Yeah.
Officials of the Transmission Company of Nigeria and their counterparts in the electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, have met to review their interface level. This was with the aim of strengthening their operations to boost efficiency in power supply to electricity users nationwide.
The interface meeting is made of operation engineers forming a committee from TCN and operating staff of the various DISCOs. This session allowed the parties to bring their challenges to the table and find common grounds on solving them for the purpose of improving the efficiency of the national grid and delivery of supply to electricity users nationwide. Chairman, Chief Executive of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, Professor James Momo, charged the participants to use the mediation process to come out with solutions to resolve issues of power supply and promote increased capacity of the national electricity grid.
The purpose of the meeting is thereby defined to make sure we align our thoughts, our plans to achieve maximum impact. If we don't agree, we go on, at the end of this meeting, we want to be unified, harmonize our thoughts and our plans. Maybe in the past, we will be planning without talking to each other. So to check all the solutions you come up with, and even if you say put transformer A in location Y, or put capacitor banks in a particular place, but it's in the wrong place. Now is the time to think about moving it. Now is the time to ask where it should be put.
In a presentation, the Chief Technical Officer of Benin Electricity Distribution Company, BEDC, Mr. Ashok Achanya, said 4 units of 60 MVA power transmission transformer feeds Benin Disco, but 2 went out last year. He also sought for more bulk capacity delivery to the discos.
The TCN worked hard and they bought one of the transformers before Christmas and we energized. Now presently we have one 60 MVA transformer and another 60 MVA transformer is giving us 35 megawatt. TCN also bought one 40 MVA mobile transformer, Mobitra, which is giving us 20 to 25 megawatt. So it is a very lengthy this thing. Presently we are getting 35 megawatt and 25 megawatt and 48 megawatt and fully utilized. My prayer here is Benin is very fast growing cities and there's a lot of load growth. I have the capacity of almost 220 MVA injection substation capacity. Presently I am getting only say about 90, so there is a gap.
In his address, the Managing Director CEO of TCN, Mr. Usman Guru Mohammed, said TCN must support the discos in the best ways to ensure improvement in the stability of electricity supply. Mr. Mohammed said the firm was making more investments in the franchise area of Benin Disco.
We have a lot of intervention we are doing in your region under the World Bank project. Even if you are, the reason why we are going to carry that 100 MVA from Irua to Benin is because we have a plan to upgrade Irua. On low down, we are removing 2 by 30 MVA, we are replacing them by 2 by 60 MVA. These are funded under the World Bank project, and we are conducting the line that we want to start with. Benin because of the relationship we have with the government. We want to start with Benin. We are going to conduct the line from Benin to Irua to Opela, and Opela to Makeni.
Professor Momo said customers who have been disconnected by some discos should be reconnected while using indigenous ways to resolve issues in the power sector. Speaking further, Professor Momo said,
let the affected community be metered without further delay. Again, deploy your staff from going around collecting money through their pocket.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, recently energized a 60 MVA power transmission transformer in the first phase of the brand new 132 by 33 kV Ekim transmission substation in Akwa Ibom State. The General Manager, Port Harcourt Transmission Region, Engineer Solomon Uyo Uko, is in charge of the project installed by the in-house engineers of TCN. He speaks on this achievement. Can you give a background about this substation?
This station is Ekim. Ekim is in Akwa Ibom State. And this is a collaborative effort between the state government, that's Akwa Ibom State Government, and Transmission Company of Nigeria. There is a memorandum of understanding for the state government to provide all the civil works. The state government also acquired the land, provided all the civil works, the foundation, everything, including the control building by the state government. Whereas the Transmission Company of Nigeria provide all the electromechanical equipment, the switch gears, the transformer you are seeing here. The installation is done in-house.
What did it take TCN to achieve the work done in the first phase?
The work that has been done here If you look over there, you will see a 132 kV double circuit line that runs from Ibom Power in Ikotabasi and passes here to Eket. That is the source of supply to this station. So if we move over there, then you see where the line comes in to the station. This is the 132 kV line, comes in at the other end there, passes through all switch gears, and then move down, right down here to the transformer. This is a 60 MVA transformer. Actually, the design of this place is for 2x60, but this is the first phase. We've just completed the first phase, so we're going to go into the second phase. And this is a 60, 132, 33 kV transformer. So anything from here now is 33, and it comes into this place. This is the 18 transformer that will provide station service for this place. So anything here is 33. And from this 33 to the gantry there, that's where the distribution will take it from to distribute to the people around here. And as if I want to add, there are so many industries around here. We have the coconut refinery here, or refinery. We have the meter manufacturing company. We also have the syringe factory here. Across over there, we have the state university. And this station will be able to provide supply, steady supply to all those places.
What other places would benefit from this project?
It will supply Mpatenin, it will supply Ona, and for your information, Ona is the local government where the state governor himself comes from. So it will supply in there, Ikotabasi, and all about 7 local government area here. Eastern Obolo will also supply Eastern Obolo. Oruonam is there. So these are the places that will benefit from this station.
How do TCN staff feel that they built this substation?
It has been really a boost to them, because before, when the contractors were doing this thing, they only go there to inspect. They only go there. You won't even talk about supervision, because the contractors have their own supervision. They are just to sign the document after it's finished. But now they are the one doing it. Like in this place I'm talking about, right from the scratch, the staff did it. They produced the drawings, the as-built drawing. Everything is done by the staff, right? Everything is done by the staff. So they too, they are proud that when you are talking about like a criminal, they say, I was there. I also work in that place. I contributed to it. So they own it. It is their own. It's not a contractor coming to work and at the end of the day will tell them bye-bye. No, they participate in it. They gain knowledge. On the work training is also going on in the process.
In the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, we transmit bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, to distribution load centers of various distribution companies, DISCOs. Nationwide, we do not generate electricity, neither do we distribute same directly to electricity consumers. TCN has 2 business units: the Transmission Service Provider, TSP, and Independent System Operations, ISO. The ISO comprised of System Operation, SO, and Market Operation, MO. The business units all perform specialized functions under the TCN umbrella. Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, wielding power for national economic growth. This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
The Assistant General Manager, AGM, Technical Services, Port Harcourt Region, Engineer Udofia Daniel, was also interviewed at the new substation.
How does this substation get its supply?
This is a 132 33 kV transmission station that gets its supply from the line that runs from Ibom Power Station to Eket Transmission Station. This line is a very important line as far as that power station is concerned. Now when it generates, it goes through this line through AK transmission station, it goes to the grid. So Ibom power is connected to the grid through this line. And siting this station at this point enables the line to feed this station on 132 kV. This side is the 132 kV side. You have over there the breaker, the line breaker. You come up, you have the bulbs, you have all the protective devices and the measuring devices. It comes into the transformer. Now when it comes in here on 132, the transformer will transform it to a lower voltage of 33 kV. And from there, we have all the protective arrangements that will protect not only the system that comes in, but the people that are going to operate this station. From the 33, it goes to the distribution, just as my general manager said, where the distribution company will take it and supply to consumers. Now we have the control room here. In this control room, this is where the system operation will stay to operate every equipment in the station. In the control room, you have where to control, you monitor, and you measure what comes in and what goes out. In the control room is where you also isolate any faulty equipment. Assuming there is any equipment that is faulty, it is at the control room that you operate, isolate that equipment so that it will be safe for the technical men to come in and do the job. Now the system operation has a singular job of monitoring the system through the equipment that are being installed in the control room.
What is the capacity of this substation?
The capacity of this substation is 2 by 60 MVA. That's about 96 megawatt to give out, but on installed capacity is 120. What has changed here is that through this station, we will be able to reach out to the industries that surround this environment with a quality supply. Before now, the voltage that will come to this place on 33 will not be enough, since it comes from a far distance, will not be enough to operate the equipment that all the industries sited around here that may need. But by this station, every industry sited around here will have a good and quality supply.
We're bringing you more reports in the Power Flash segment. Please don't go away. We've come to the end of today's edition of Power Wheel. Join us next week on the same station for another edition of Power Wheel. This episode and the previous ones are available on our YouTube channel. You can also connect with us on these other platforms showing on your screen. I am Chiwenwa Anyao. Goodbye for now.